Game routine, practice routine, that sort of thing to get ready for the game. But I'm going to need a little bit of feedback about what type of players you're coaching. I know you're a player. We can talk a little bit about a routine for you, but when your games are and how much time you have off between games, or are you playing every day? That's
这个跟大家讲的是比赛前怎么去准备，每一次的比赛里面，它中间是怎么去调整这件事情。但是这是一个双向的，因为每一个教练、每一个选手，他们都有不同的东西，所以他等一下会需要问一些你们问题，或者是你们提供一些需要的资讯，让他来协助你们去建构这个调整跟训练的计划。
You guys play on the weekends? Do you play every day? When do you have games and when do you have time to practice?
首先第一个问题就是想要请问各位教练，你们的赛季的模式是什么？比如说你们是每个月都去参赛呢，还是说参赛一次休息2个月？那你们比赛跟训练练习这个比例上是怎么安排？大概目前的，就是我们会取一个总数，让教练去做分享。问一下，比如说
我们今年从4、5、6，就5月份跟6月份是没有比赛。
其他每个月都
其他每个月几乎都有比赛，因为他们的比赛很多，对，邀请赛很多，对。
那还有其他的，你的呢？你的状况，你们什么时候参与练习，什么时候参与比赛？球员的部分。
2个月就一次
比赛，那中间是练习。
国小，因为国小、国中、高中、大学的那个赛。
那有没有这边有没有呈报？
大学会吗？
可以。
大学大概每年都9月开始比到9月会有一个，10月有一个，然后11、12月开始各个，但是它会延续到就像这样的1月，然后再接3月，然后中间结束，然后到6月吧。
大概半年左右会有个集中比赛，然后休息1、2个月，又再比赛。
没有。
那是。
就是中间最多1个月是很多的。
休息，大学是比赛很多啊。对。
大学最多1个月。练习休季，反正就是只有训练期只有7月、8月到9月最多练习期。
Their type is like more of like students of college, so they have every month they have a game, and for like a college, they have a game start from July or August, including like to January or February, take a rest a little bit, then start another game. Play continuously. For like students, every month or every 2 months they have a game to have. That's the whole average.
Okay. So, I'm a big believer in that if you prepare consistently, you will perform consistently.
如果你平常有正确的就是持续在做准备，你的运动表现跟比赛结果都会呈现一个不错持平的状态。
As a player, I love knowing what I'm doing when I go to the field. On a certain day, I'm going to knock out all this stuff. I have a little checklist basically. I go through everything, and that way when I get out on the field, I know I've done everything to be able to perform.
身为一个教练是球员，以球员的角度来看的话，他希望他每天可以收到一个表，就是做了什么，知道我来球场我的目的要干嘛，我要做哪些运动。当我这些做完了，表示我都准备好了，所以我觉得可以准备好自己。所以他希望可以收到一个像是清单一样，每天我要做什么，自己去打勾，做完代表今天的工作结束，然后我准备好。
And as coaches, I don't got a player, but as coaches, it's your job to help teach these kids how to get themselves ready so that they can perform in the game. And it's your job to know by looking at the schedule and writing up your practice plan so that you can cover everything you need to get them ready for the game.
身为一个教练的话，因为你很清楚你什么时候要比赛，所以你会有一个前期准备的过程。那当然，身为教练的职责就是你必须要提供给你的选手这样一个固定的模式的准备过程。他可能要做什么事情，再次比赛，因为你知道下一个比赛就是也许2、3个礼拜以后，那这2、3个礼拜你要必须提供球员做什么，在下一个比赛。前面这段是教练必须做的，球员知道自己做什么，但是教练要协助球员，让他知道自己要做什么，而且你要有一个完整的计划。
It's really important not to try and fix everything in one day. Remember, you have a lot of time in between your tournaments. So you're going to take what you did in that tournament, what you did well, what you didn't do well. You're going to write up the plan on what you need to fix. But remember, it's little bit every day. It's not everything every day. It's just a little bit each day. And by the time you get to the tournament, you'll have everything ready to get going.
在每次比赛中，我们一定会发现一些小缺点，但是教练不用希望说在一次就把所有的缺点都修正，因为这是不可能的。所以你必须在每一天，也许是分项期的分段的时间，去帮助选手修正各项小的缺点。这项比赛发现了可能3、5个，但是你只要把这3、5个在下一个比赛之前分段把它修正，下一次比赛它就是这3、5个缺点都会不见。不要想要一次全部修正，一个分成小段的协助选手去修正。
And so when you're writing up your practice plan, on Monday you're going to do pitchers, fielders practice, and maybe pop-ups. Tuesday you're going to do batting practice, ground ball. It's a little bit every day, and that way your players can start to learn the routine so that when they come to the field, they're ready to work in that certain aspect.
比如说你每天可能礼拜一教的是协助选手去补位，或是接小飞球，隔天可能是去丢 BP 丢流跑，第3天做什么？但是他们会变成说它是一个固定的模式，选手会很清楚，我今天来到球场，我应该要做什么，然后他就会很了解到，他这些全部做完了，他就做好比赛的准备，而且他的缺点都是被修正的。
And as you make your routine and you make your practice plan, you have to be able to adjust as well. Because sometimes the practice is going to go well, sometimes the game is going to go well, other times it's going to go poorly. And so you need to read your team to see how they're reacting, and if you are getting better or if you're getting worse, and you adjust your practice plan accordingly.
训练计划是一定是要可以调整的，因为有时候你可能是比赛比完的结果非常好，你是冠军，有时候可能第1轮就被打掉，所以在这个不同的状态下，训练计划都会有照理不同，因为我们有不同的缺点去修正。可能这是问题特别大，这是问题比较小，所以导致比赛结果不一样。所以对于教练来说，去修正每一个训练计划，针对你前一个比赛的结果，或是针对选手缺点的不同，你的训练计划都要稍微可以做调整。
So, are there any questions so far?
目前有什么问题想问针对训练计划安排，或者是刚刚讲的小部分？有的部分有没有想法？
And then for the college season where it seems like you have a lot of games and then a little bit of time off and then a lot of games, you have to give your players some time to rest as well. And so if you're going hard all the time, they're going to break down, get hurt, and not going to want to play and be able to perform. So you have to be able to mix in a little bit of rest during that short time that you have in between your tournaments.
虽然说大家比赛都很轻松，但是休息这件事情对所有家来说，对选手来说还是很重要的。虽然说大家都要抢胜，可是你不可能一直要求选手给他很大的压力，说每一场你都要获胜，因为这样对选手来说，他们可能会觉得，不管是生理的体力还是心理的体力，都会造成影响。所以适当的一些小的休息，训练计划中空白1小段让他休息一下是很重要的事情。
And then again with the tournaments, with their the monthly tournament, you got a long time off. It's okay after the tournament to give the kids a little bit of time to relax. You have a long time to prepare. You have plenty of time to get ready for the tournament. So give them a little bit of time to decompress. They'll get more fresh in the head and they'll feel better and be able to come practice ready to work.
如果是比如说很短的2年半、2年半这样子去打比赛，比较闭紧的，你可能休息就很短。可是如果像是比如说每个月都有一个杯赛，你可能比完或者2个月有一个杯赛，你比完之后，你中间可以确定的是有个稍微也许比较长一点点的休息时间，让小朋友重新不单是身体跟心理，让他把整个东西都清空，重新再维持回去到身体跟心里面都是高档，一开始进入训练那个很有趣的情况下，会协助他运动表现会比较好。
I have all these stupid sayings that I have, but another one is more is not better, better is better.
他说下面这句话虽然觉得有点不是那么精准，不是很，但是做的越多不见得越好。好的意思是只有正确的才会更好。
So, and as you get older and as you teach your kids, they're going to learn their routine for themselves. But as a player, when I come to the field, I know who the young guys are and who the old guys are, strictly based on how they get ready for the game.
作为一个球员，他知道自己要做什么，但是当你当教练的时候，你会发现有些是比较成熟的球员，或是一些比较年幼、比较没经验的球员，跟比较成熟、比较有经验的球员，他们调整会是不一样的。所以你从他们准备的过程中，你就可以发现这2个选手的差异。 因为小的选手你可能需要听，大的选手可能他们自己知道他们自己怎么调整。
If there's a 3 o'clock report, the young kid's showing up at 2:55, running in because he knows he's late, throwing his uniform on, trying to put the belt on as he goes out the stretch. Whereas the veteran, the older guy, has been at the field since 1:30. He's done his stretching, he's done his warm-up, he's done all his shoulder strengthening and rehabilitation stuff. He moseys out couchly, all easy, knows he's ready to take care of his business. And that's a sign of the maturity as the players age.
两种话，第一种是如果一般年轻的球员，他可能来得很晚，慌慌张张3点集合，他2点50才到，你就看到他急着穿衣服啊，绑带，赶快冲上去集合，比如3点要集合的话，可是比较有经验的球员，他可能2点半就已经在那边先伸展，做了一些很多其他的准备活动，让他觉得全身上下都是准备好了，现在要开始，不管是工作还是比赛，然后很轻松的走过去，进入那个比赛状态，你就可以发现这两个是不一样，因为他们一个懂得怎么样做赛前准备，一个不懂。
We have a long season, and so for the player who can stay middle of the road and consistent all year is who Mincy is going to want to play. The guy who's really good for a week, then really bad for a couple weeks, really good, he's not going to last real long. The manager wants to know that when he writes that person's name in the lineup, that he can count on him day in and day out. By having a routine, and being able to prepare consistently, they're going to perform consistently, makes the manager a little bit happier.
如果球员来说，他们可能表现有高有低，但是对教练来说，他们希望这个人被写上攻守名单的时候，他永远是可以保持在一个持平的状态。当然，每个选手有高潮有低潮都是固定的，可是如果一个礼拜好，一个礼拜不好，这中间的差距太大，这样子教练很难安排啊。所以会希望说，这个球员，不管是教练还是球员的角色，都希望自己的运动表现水准一直维持在一个固定。当然会有高有低，但是不会落差非常大，这才是他们觉得认为正确的。你有好的准备，你就会有这样子持平的表现，因为这样持平的表现才是教练跟选手他们想要看到的。
And the same routine is not going to work for every player. And it's your job as a coach to kind of know your team and know the player to find out what's going to work well for them so that you can help foster that routine with them so that they can perform and be able to build off of that.
准备赛前准备这件事情对每个选手来说都不一样，有些人需要比较多的伸展，有些投手，有些人需要拉比较久的长球。每一个人都会不一样，但是身为教练来说，你要去了解到你每一个球员他们在准备的过程中哪里不一样。他是投手，他需要多一点长球；他野手可能要多一点伸展，都不一样。但是教练必须要去了解到每一个个体选手的差异，然后协助他去做他的赛前准备。
Yeah, because as head coach, manager, whatever they call it here, the person that's in charge, you have to if you don't know the heartbeat of your team. Whether they're tired, whether they need this, whether they need that, it's going to be hard to perform and put yourself in a position to win ball games not knowing what your team can do.
教练来说，你要去了解到这个。教练讲话是说球队的心跳，其实就是球队里面的化学效应。你要能够去了解到这个球队目前的运作的状态是什么，是整体团队气氛很好，还是不好，大家都有点泄气。这对教练来说是很重要，因为你要去针对不同的状况跟状态去调整这整个球队的。气氛或是你教学的方式，因为只有在一个好的气氛下面，你才有办法上去赢球，因为所有人是一体，成为一个团队上去赢球。
So we play every day. We take batting practice, we run, we lift, we throw bullpens, we do everything. But if I don't know when my team's tired, when they need a break, when they need a rest, then the more I push them, if I just keep pushing, I risk injury. I risk not getting the best out of them that I can get. I risk losing ball games on the field because I don't have a team that's out there prepared. So it's very important that you know what you're working with however many people that you have on your team.
不管你球队上有多少人，你一定要很了解到你这个球队现在的状态是什么。你可能每天做很多的训练，可能是打击的训练，可能教投手去牛棚，可能做很多外野训练，可是你没有感受到这个球队已经疲累了。大家体能状态已经掉下来，或是气氛不太好，你就是一直持续叫他们练习，这样是不对的事情，因为这样子整个球队没办法一直维持在一个高档，不管是生理的还是心理的。如果是生理的，可能造成受伤；心理的可能就是大家不是很想出赛，心理比较疲累。所以对于教练来说，你要能够去听到这个球队里面的心跳声，就是这个球队目前的化学效应是什么，他们把整个球队的气氛维持在一个高档。
So just make sure you know. Obviously. Managers, coaches, whatever. Sometimes we get too caught up on, we have to win this game or we have to do whatever, and then we lose sight, of the guy sitting in the dugout, and this is the guy that I have to put out there to try to win, and we're not saying that we're trying to like pat them on the back and, hey, it's okay, but we have to understand where they're at physically, mentally, all that stuff to be able to get our optimal performance each night that we're on the field, whether we win or lose. At least give ourselves the best chance we can by knowing our personnel.
我们常会，比如教练会很清楚，今天一定要赢球，今天一定要获胜。但是我们都忘记说，其实坐在休息区里面这些球员是很重要的，不管他的生理上还是心理上。因为如果你没办法去了解他的话，你没办法用他，因为他可能会生理状态不对，或心理状态是不对的。所以，这教练不单只是要赢球，除了赢球之外，这件事情你要去了解到你对上每一个选手，不一定说你要坐在他旁边陪着他聊天讲话。但是你要了解他目前的生理状态跟心理状态适不适合派他上去，或是他哪里有问题，你要协助去修正他，这样你才有办法使用这个人。
And another thing I forgot to tell the other group too is make your players, make them take ownership of what you're trying to do too. Okay, make sure that they own PFPs or they own their BP or they own the bullpens that they're throwing. Yeah, we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you're rested and all this stuff. But make sure they take ownership of what they're trying to do and know the importance of what you're trying to get done each and every day while you're out there. Don't just do it for them. Make them take ownership of what they're trying to do out here on the baseball field.
Ownership 这个词的意思就是说，这个选手必须要自己知道，我需要这个训练，是为了我运动表现更好，所以我要做这个训练，不是因为单纯教练叫你做，所以你就是傻傻的下去，不停的重复，不停的做。你必须让你的选手有这个要告诉选手一个观念，很重要的是说，你必须要自己了解到这个训练在做什么，而且你自己要做这个训练，不管你是去丢牛跑，还是要去做手背演练，任何的一个训练项目，针对是为了你，让你能够提升你的运动表现更好而去做，而不是教练叫你去做，然后就傻傻的都不思考下去做，这是教练必须要告诉他的。Ownership 这些就是选手自己想要做，而且认真的去做，他认为他是需要这件事情，自发的去了解训练。
就是因为其实像赛季中，因为我也认同说休息是比训练重要这件事情。我认为甚至是说好的所以例如说动态升级，或者是说其他的游戏类的体能，它是可以有效帮助于选手的专注力或者是其他表现。但是有些教练会认为说，他觉得你的趟数看起来太少了，或者是会认为说，我觉得他这样不够累，你这样子对选手太好了。但或甚至说有时候这个比赛比完了，可能输球或者是选手表现不好的情况之下，疲劳也很高，可能还有很迎接的很近的比赛，但是教练还是会希望体能跟继续都非常的，就是应该说希望，因为他觉得是他们选手就是他们的选手换上了，但他可能不会觉得说他是疲劳或怎样。那他有遇过这样的情况吗？还是说他怎么样去看这样的情况
You will have the experience because she's the trainer, so you will talk to the head coach. Sometimes in Taiwan we have a lot of games. When you lose, either you lose or win, it doesn't matter. Because the coach just think you are not working hard enough. So we will keep pushing you, keep working. Even we have a lot of fat. We're a bit tired. We feel sad. We feel frustrated. No, the coaches always think you are not working hard enough. So you just keep pushing. Do you have that kind of experience? And as a manager, as a player, do you have any suggestions or solutions?
Not going to say that never happens, but one thing as a manager, I'm not physical mistakes. We make errors. We don't get the runs in. He makes a poor pitch and we lose the game. Physical errors, they're always going to happen. Always. I don't care if you're in the little league or you're in the big leagues. There's going to be physical errors.
对于失误或者表现不好、输球这件事，对他来说每天都在发生，他完全不介意，因为这只要是人一个失误，所以没有关系。对他来说，任何的失误都没有关系。
But us, we work through a process. Okay. Yeah. Tonight was awful. 6 errors. We scored a run. We got 1 hit. We got this. But where we're at, we understand that tomorrow we have to do it again. And then tomorrow we catch every ball. We score 10 runs. We throw a shutout. We have to understand, and myself personally, I will never punish my team for losing. Now, if we make mistakes, we're going to address them. We're going to address them. We may address them that night, the next day, but I will not punish my team for losing because sometimes it may just be the one guy that didn't do what he was supposed to all night and we lost. So then now I take 24 other guys and go out there and pound them. So we trust our process and what we're doing, but we address everything. Nothing goes by that we don't address. Good, bad, and different. We address it.
教练他们对于比赛的结果不是这么看重，因为输球可能今天你会输，也许明天你做一样的事情他又会。所以对于输或赢这件事情来说，教练他不是这么的在意，他在意的是比赛的过程中，你失误了，我没有说一定要把乖，不要害怕，失误没关系，或者是下人要处罚他，没有，但是我会提醒你今天失误了。所以对于教练来说，他们这整个培养的是一个过程，他希望你去了解到你该做什么，怎么样做是正确的。至于输或赢没有关系，我们回头再来都还有办法，因为同样当做有可能输，也有可能是赢，他不会因为输球这件事情就去惩罚球员，或者是叫球员练更多或怎么样。失误没有关系，但是我会提醒你，但是不会因为这样子就认为你做不好就处罚你，这是一个很大的差别。
Any more questions?
对，我理解他们
We'll
是
take it around
这
table.
样，但是我说他们怎么样去跟他上层是希望是这样子的情况。
他说你的问题他 QA 帮你解决，因为你们要
Yeah, y'all have to go to the